What's up, everybody? Matt Modi here with Jedi Modi Sports Betting, and I just checked the watch. It's tater time for Thursday Night Football, Week 2, between the Vikings versus the Eagles. Tater time is a segment I am doing for the NFL football season where I am giving out my favorite anytime touchdown picks for each week. We're doing standalone videos for Thursday Night Football and Monday Night Football, and then we're doing standalone for specific Sunday action as well. As I mentioned, today's will be Thursday Night Football. I got two players that are on Tater Watch for Thursday. Real quick to do a recap from how week 1 went. Thursday Night Football last week was rough. I gave out two Tater picks. We went 0-2, down 2 units just on Thursday alone. But I gave out an additional 6 picks for Sunday and Monday. We went 3-3 on those picks because of the plus money action. We ended those 2 days plus 1.03 units, which brings our total profit slash at this point loss from Tater Time down 0.97 units, but at least we are having more success recently. As for week 2, very confident in the two players we have on Tater Watch. Real quick reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are not already, and let's chat taters. So week 2 between the Vikings and the Eagles, my first pick, my first player to score a touchdown is A.J. Brown. That is at plus 116 odds at Caesars. So the Eagles offense was a really weird performance in week 1. Definitely bad, definitely concerning, but I'm not necessarily sounding the panic alarm yet. I'm willing to chalk that up to just week 1 rust against a good defense in the Patriots, a great defensive mind in Bill Belichick, who had all offseason to prep, and also a game in which the Patriots were fired up at home, the game in which they honored Tom Brady. There were some play calling issues and some concerning missed reads from Jalen Hurts, but again, it's week 1. I'm kind of willing to just chalk that up to week 1 weirdness. And I'm definitely not expecting the Vikings defense to have similar success on Thursday Night Football. And even with the weird game that the Eagles had in week 1, A.J. Brown was pretty good. He had 7 receptions for 79 yards, and that doesn't include, I should say, a 43-yard reception that got called back. It was kind of a ticky-tack call. Might have been right, might have been wrong, but it was very close to adding 43 yards to that total. The beginning of the NFL season is always weird because you don't want to make too much emphasis on the previous year, but that's also really the only information we have to go against. But A.J. Brown, towards the end of last year, was a touchdown scoring machine. So he only scored 1 touchdown in the Eagles' first 5 games. After that, he scored at least 1 touchdown in 7 of the next 11, and there were multiple games in which he scored multiple touchdowns. One thing that head coach Nick Sirianni is very aware of is the dynamic between his 2 superstar wide receivers. Devontae Smith got the touchdown in week 1. I'm guessing that Nick Sirianni is going to try to even that out and get A.J. Brown in the end zone for week 2. And the Vikings have a bad secondary, a bad defense overall that wide receivers should be able to take advantage of. Mike Evans had a long touchdown for the Bucs last week. So I love A.J. Brown to score a touchdown in week 2 for plus money. Next up, our second pick of the game. For the Vikings, Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown plus 115 odds. This one is at DraftKings. So right off the bat, it is always scary backing Kirk Cousins to do anything positive on primetime, but the Vikings could get routed. Kirk Cousins could have a horrible game. Justin Jefferson could easily get into the end zone, and I love getting it for plus money. The Eagles defense got lit up in week 1 by freaking Mac Jones, who might be basically the same thing as Kirk Cousins, but at least at this point, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback. And where Mac Jones had a lot of success was down the middle of the field, targeting slot wide receivers and tight ends. Now, Justin Jefferson is good everywhere and he's good anywhere. They're probably going to try to get him lined up in the slot to take advantage of that Eagles weakness. And not only that, but the Eagles are going to be missing some key pieces on defense in this game. James Bradbury, their second cornerback, who is a stud, is unlikely to play because he's in the concussion protocol. Their starting linebacker, Nakobe Dean, is going to be out with a foot injury, and their starting safety, Reed Blankenship, is currently missing practice with a rib injury. So he might play, he might not. Regardless, the middle of the field is definitely going to be a weakness once again, and I think the Vikings coaching staff is probably smart enough to take advantage of that. And the way to get your offense going, get it to Justin Jefferson. He had a great week 1. He just didn't get in the end zone. And for those of you who remember this from last year, you're going to say, well, Justin Jefferson got shut down by the Eagles last year. And this is a situation where I'm not necessarily willing to buy what happened last year as something that's going to happen again this year. Different team, different season. The Eagles defense is probably going to be significantly worse. And Justin Jefferson got a lot of red zone targets in that game. Kirk Cousins was just terrible. And sure, that could happen again. But if you're telling me that Justin Jefferson is going to get a bunch of red zone targets, I'm going to take my chances on him to score. He still has, despite all these years later, a chip on his shoulder for the Eagles passing on him in the draft. Last year, he said he had something special planned if he was able to score in Philly. He did not. Probably going to try very, very hard to rectify that this year. And the Vikings are in need of a win after losing in week 1. Not saying that I think the Vikings are going to win. I'm not saying that I think they're going to have a great game. I'm very confident that Justin Jefferson is going to get into the end zone for plus 115 odds. I do love the value as our second and final pick for this game. In terms of honorable mentions, I do like Dallas Goedert as well. I like him more, honestly, for receptions in yards than I do specifically a touchdown, but he is someone that I have as an honorable mention. He didn't get a single reception last week. That's definitely something that head coach Nick Sirianni is going to try and rectify. I don't necessarily know if that's going to get him into the end zone, but if you're just looking for props, Dallas Goedert receptions and yards, I absolutely love. Regardless, we're only tracking the two main players, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson. We're riding with the stud wide receivers. If one of them gets into the end zone, we will be profitable. If both of them get into the end zone, we'll be very profitable, slightly rich because I put them in a parlay as well. And that's all I got for you guys. So if you're riding with me, make sure to comment and let me know. Other than that, remember to like the video, subscribe, as I mentioned. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.